Alright, so what we saw before was a quick start by vVv Gaming. Now I'd be interested to see how the other team deals with the standard start that vVv Gaming tends to run. Quick start by UpTown Girl. They are shading towards the blue. Both teams going to defend the blue, make sure that is safe first, and then move on with their strategies.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Now, what you're seeing here, now we're gonna focus on this again. If you have not seen this, this is why you ban Shock. Ooh, we might see an invade here. Looks like we're getting an invade from UpTown Girl here, moving down into the tri-bush of vVv Gaming. Now, what they do, what vVv Gaming does, you place 5 Jack-in-the-Boxes here, blue. The Jack-in-the-Boxes themselves, if placed correctly, will just kill blue outright, and you can steal the red at the same time and thus get both buffs onto Shaco and have an early gank. And they already, there's Twisted Fate, the invade, Twisted Fate going to go into nothing, going to see nothing here, and they're probably going to try to steal blue. Had his stun up and ready, running around. Now, what that was is that's to counter the normal, standard pug newbie, the newbie version of Shaco. And they're doing a full run around here. They might go into their own jungle. They might know that, hey, if they're not here, they're in the enemy's jungle, and here they go. They're going to maybe try to clear this out.
Minions have spawned.
Normally a spotter for vVv Gaming sits here. So they're running around. Has that gold card up, doing very good coordination here to try to scout this out. Sona's going to blue pill back, knows that she can't be here. And I think they've sniffed out that Trinimir's up here. Or they're going to stumble upon it, and Silsil's going to get out of here as soon as possible, maybe. He would do wise to. He's going to pick up one golem. And runs straight into Sona. Has no support here. Uses his team heal. Trying to juke into the bush. He's going to juke back out here. He does not take flash, though, and so he's going to give up first blood. That is so unfortunate. But meanwhile, Shaco, that did give him enough time, though. He did waste enough time that Shaco's going to be able to pick up that red buff. And actually, blue buff did not go off for Shaco. That is unfortunate. Looks like his boxes did a little bit of a malfunction, actually. He's actually going to come in behind here, behind with the exhaust onto Twisted Fate. Twisted Fate backing off now. Able to dodge out of that fear from the Jack-in-the-Box range. And without that double buff and without the life in the normal start for vVv Gaming, not as strong of a start for Shaco. Normally what you see is the Shaco, the boxes will actually clear blue for him, so he doesn't need that, but maybe he had to use more boxes because he wasn't going to get any help on red. Normally he would get help on red from mid and top. And that would allow him to get both buffs really quickly and have a lot of health. But he's not going to get that support. Trinimir going to have to use a lot of his heals, count on those crits to gain health back and sustain against GP, who GP's only real threat at this point in the game is his own mana and parlaying the crap out of Trinimir. Morgana pushing up mid with her pool. Skarner making his rounds will not have red and didn't take advantage of trying to steal the enemy's red, but thinking about a gank on mid. Here comes the stun. Will we have a black shield in time? Does she have that? Turns around, takes a lot of damage, takes the ignite. Skarner trying to flash after, just going to take turret hits, and Morgana's going to be able to escape out of this with her pot. And now Shaco knows that Gangplank is super up, but Gangplank realizes he's up and far, knows the gank might be coming in. He's going to blue pill out safely. Smart play by Gangplank. And they actually see this and they ping it. Very early ward. They know how to deal with Shaco. Now that's what we haven't seen from the other team so far, is that early warding, that really smart play to be able to ward out early Shaco ganks. And see, by having these early wards up front, they perfectly know when to get in, get out here, and not get caught by these Shaco ganks. Trinimir going in here, he did not notice Shaco. Shaco's going to come up on him. He thinks he has the advantage. There's the surprise heal. There's the ignite. This might be out of fear range. Just going to be barely out of fear range. And Gangplank is going to escape this top. Very, very close. Shaco going back in, gets the sieve, and he's going to pick up Gangplank surely going down. Using that chicken to get that little bit of extra slow. And now Shaco is just playing footsies with Skarner. Skarner really wants to go in this, but he's going to get turned around and get taken out. There's that crit damage from the sieve, and they're going to pick up the kill. Great job by vVv Gaming, playing to their abilities, sucking that Skarner, thinking he had a kill, and making him commit. Very, very smart play. Meanwhile, bottom getting pushed very hard. This is not usually what we see from vVv Gaming. Usually they are the ones pressing top, but they have decided to back off. Now as a player that you know that Skarner's dead and was top, you know that you do have a chance to push out now, or you can be safe if you push out, but right now they're against their turret. They're going to try to salvage as much CS as they can, so let's see how good Corky is at CSing. He's already picked up 3 out of 3. He's going to pick up 4. Misses the 5th one, misses the 6th one, so loses about 2 CS to that turret, and that's the advantage of pushing up your enemy's creep wave to their turret. It's very hard to last hit. And that's actually why you usually don't kill the turret. Another smart play, since they pushed up the turret, they blue pill back. They're going to go by. They know that the other enemy team cannot push up this wave fast enough to put significant damage on their bottom turret. So they're going to go back, buy real quick, and then come back to lane stronger. And Soraka and Corky are going to do the same thing here probably. Looks like Gangplank's ward has died top. You didn't get a lot of use out of it last time, though. All right, he's going to replace it. Very smart. He's going to have to stay on top of his game here, though. And here comes in Shako again. Gets that slow. Gets that crit. Red buff online. Great dodge, actually, of that Q. And will he survive? No, he won't. That Ignite is going to pick up the kill, but great dodge of the Shackle. Very close. Soraka coming up for support, warding into the jungle. And you know what basically what Soraka is setting up here is when you ward jungles, if you ward here and then you ward here, you can actually catch both exits of Purple's jungle, and that way they cannot cross into your side of the jungle in any shape or form without some serious shenanigans, maybe like teleporting over this wall here if they suspect it's there. So very, very solid warding. Usually whenever you ward River, ward both entrances, and you're pretty much safe to see whenever their jungle enters your side of the jungle. There's a quick replacement ward right on time. Good warding by the support. Trinmer getting pinged. They know he's going into their jungle. Twisted Fate sees it though. He's like, I know where you are. And you know, Twisted Fate, now that I think about it, that ability is going to be actually really key. A lot of what vVv Gaming has been taking advantage of in the game so far in Go4LoL is the fact that they gain great vision, do great counter warding, and deny their opponent's vision. Looks like Graves is going to go right in here onto Soraka. Not really the right target. Lots of heals, lots of armor. But by going in on Soraka, against Soraka teams, the advantage of going on Soraka... Ooh, here we go, Shako again. Really a little slow there, but the advantage of going on Soraka is that she has to waste the heal on herself and the armor buff on herself, and so then you can switch back to their to the carry and put lots of damage onto him. Unfortunately, Soraka has awesome mana and health sustain. And it looks like we're gonna have an invade here. Shako coming in, and this is a big thing that vVv Gaming's been doing to keep advantage in all their games is just buff control, constant warding, constant jack in the boxing. And I have to hand it to UpTown Girl. They're doing a great job of counter warding and keeping their wards up, trying to track the Shako as he moves through their jungle. Top now going steady. Tryndamere 53 CS to Gangplank's 41, so doing a great job there. Meanwhile, Morgana 57 to Twisted Fate's 56, so pretty even. There's Shako again. Throwing that harass, misses that Shackle. Great patience by Twisted Fate there. He doesn't panic. He doesn't just run a predictable line and panic and just massively click in a straight line away. He waits patiently for that Shackle and dodges it right as he should. Although, while he is moving the correct direction, you don't want to, when you're running away, you don't want to move into this gap here, because once you move into this gap, this is the only place you can be. Your turret naturally funnels you into a gap, so it's easier to land skill shots against you. If you can run away, you want to run up here where there's more room for you to dodge. Looks like Skarner's moving in here, thinking about attacking. Silsol's one weakness is using his escape method to attack, which he's not going to do. They're not going to catch him here. Almost gets clear out. Actually does get clear out there pretty much with... And he's too far away from Gangplank. Gangplank doesn't have any mana to follow up any damage, and, you know, it should escape here. No ult, and Shaco's going to come in now. Now this is going to be trouble. So here comes Tryndamere. Tryndamere, level 8, coming in here. There's the exhaust on to... Skarner, a lot of damage, big damage. Morgana's all going to be flashed out by Twisted Fate, but everybody else is so low. And the Shaco's clone trying to get in there, maybe doing the last burst damage onto Skarner, but he is going to escape with the combination of that armor and speed buff. Very good ability. They go back to jungling. Feels safe enough. Twisted Fate, good flash out of Morgana's ult, although he would have probably got sucked in that and killed. And he did a good job following Morgana calling the MA and following up. Just good standard AP play. There's two options you can do. You can either try to gank, follow and gank with the lane, or you can try to push the turret really, really hard and put a lot of pressure on there to keep their AP from pushing away. The problem is most APs are not really good at attacking turrets and putting tons of damage on them, so it's not as effective. Shocker going up here, put lots of damage. He's going to get the fear onto Sona, but Sona's easily going to escape out of that. I put a lot of damage on this bottom turret, but you see they didn't take it down. A lot of top players, as we've been talking through these games, they usually want to wait till around 15 minutes to take down these turrets, because you can use these turrets as creep denial for their turrets, especially if you have the lane advantage. It's really easy to just push that lane, deny them creeps by just pushing the lane up to their turret, and just leave it there. And if you kill the turret, then it gives them this whole area right here, the whole rest of the lane, to get a big giant creep wave and push it all the way back up. Soraka going to ward here. And then good ward at Dragon by UpTown Girl. I mean, for the 4-1 kill death ratio, you know, UpTown Girl's doing a really good job staying with Team vVv Gaming. You know, they're doing a great job warding, great job getting buffs, great job just farming in general, and so the farm disadvantage isn't too great right now. It's not even at a K, so good job by them. We got a good solid game here going at 11 minutes in. Skarner sneaking up here, and it looks like just going to barely miss that Shackle again. Shackles haven't been hitting. Pyrel's going to come down, but it's not going to be enough. Morgana too tanky there. Shackle quickly gets out, and oh my gosh, Twisted Fate might be... Oh, Twisted Fate's in a lot of trouble. No chicken dance yet. Turn around really quick, but there comes in that quirky extra big missile. Good collapse and good heads-up play and movement, team movement by vVv Gaming. They're looking really solid right now. They might put a lot of pressure on this turret, but no, they're not. They're going to do Dragon instead. They might even suck in some kills right here is probably what they're hoping, and they know they have the advantage. And they know that UpTown Girl cannot engage this without giving up bodies as well, even if they try to steal it, but their jungle is down. Whenever your enemy team's jungler is down, you should definitely think about getting any buff, dragon or otherwise, just simply because there's no fear of the smite steal anymore once the enemy jungler is down. If you have smite and they don't, you have the advantage when it comes to killing buffs. Looks like Silso's going to head back top and begin his farm advantage. That is his lane and that is his strategy. That is what you want to do. Uncharacteristically behind a little bit in levels, and it looks like Graves and Sona have decided to destroy that bottom turret. They decided they don't want it anymore. Maybe it'll free them up to roam a little bit more. But now the problem becomes here is if you wanna be safe bottom, you have to ward this Tribush, you have to ward Dragon, and you pretty much have to ward Red if you want to push up into this area as well. And great actually pickup of a kill by Morgana as Twisted Fate is under his turret. Morgana really strong pick even against Twisted Fate. I mean, he has ways to pop the bubble, but with that bubble she can avoid the stun. Huge burst damage output. She's ahead in level so far, been sitting in middle lane all by herself, doing a really good job. And instead they're going to turn around and say, hey, you know what, we need to put pressure on this turret real quick and get back in advantage this way. Meanwhile, bottom, Pyrel is going to save this turret. Good map awareness, though, knowing that the rest of the team has gone mid, so they're going to try to take bottom turret. Meanwhile, Trinamir behind enemy lines, doesn't even care. He's like, what do you got, GP? Let's go. Let's do this. Let's do this. I have crits. I have a giant sword. You have a little pistol. So he has to realize, though, that Skarner is coming up at this point, and he does have a ward in the Tribush, and now he knows what's up. Now it's his cue to bounce. He's going to go this way, knows that Skarner was heading towards him. Twisted Fate's going to come up. They really want this kill into Silsoul. He's going to pop his ult. He's going to turn around. He's going to try to get a kill, but it's not going to matter. Skarner ult, making sure they get that kill. I think you probably would have been dead otherwise, but good job making sure they get that kill up top, trying to keep Silsoul in check, which is a very, very good strategy because a lot of times that is the deciding factor as Silsoul gets really, really buff. And you know what? I think those two bans, the Riven ban and the Nidalee ban, were really good because it kind of reminds me of Hotshot GG when he started out. Hotshot GG was a top player, well known obviously from CLG Gaming, and he didn't have a lot of heroes that he was really solid with. So what teams would do to stop CLG Gaming is they would just ban Hotshot GG's characters, and in turn, since he only knew how to play like 2 or 3 characters at a high level, they would gain an advantage against CLG that way and have a better chance at winning. I think Silsol might be a little bit in that stages right now. You can tell that his Tryndamere is not up to the rest of his team, but it doesn't matter. It's not all on Silsol's advantage. Now, Axamander actually in a little bit of trouble here. He's going to get slowed by the strike. He has no mana. He might have enough for Valkyrie. It's going to be really, really close. Will he be able to escape here? Shaco's going to come in and save him. He's going to have that fear, that exhaust, ruining that damage, gets enough for Valkyrie, just gets over the wall, and now he's going to be safe. The Shaco finally lands. There's no eat for this. Going to get tacked a lot. Take a ton of damage. The initial damage alone from Morgana's ult. So, so good. And now they're going to back out of this. Back to lanes for everyone, and Silsol just gets the lane all to himself up top. But like I was saying earlier, Silsol just... You can tell his Tryndamere's not quite up to the rest of his characters. But he does like to roam and own this top lane, and he's still going to be a big trouble. Right now, sitting at 118 creep stats, and, Gangplank about a kill behind him, about 20 CS behind him at 98. As far as the 80s go, it's 106 to 117, so Graves doing a better job bottom of farming up. Probably due to that early pressure and the use of the turret to deny Corki some kills, but Corki's been doing a good job of getting kills himself. Soraka doing a great job as a support, roaming, getting those wards into the enemy's jungle. And soon what I'd like to see is I'd probably like to see an Oracle eventually moving in this game. We're past about 17 minutes. We could see an Oracle and then some counter warding. We could see Team vVv Gaming gain advantage that way. Skarner moving down. It looks like it should be time about for Dragon to come back up pretty soon here. Both teams preparing for that. Shaco running by, getting his ward up. Probably going to see a Jack-in-the-Box up here in this brush, maybe. Going to put a lot of pressure on this mid turret. Throws up that preemptive black shield. Double Diamond, a very good AP player. Saw her in LeBlanc last time. Now playing the more tanky, solid Morgana. Less tricks, more AoE damage. And next time they're going to come back in here. Shaco leading the way. No one's going to get sucked in. They're going to pick up Gangplank, but he's just going to sit there and take it. He doesn't care. Great preemptive black shield on the Deceive Shiv of Shaco. Now both teams have geared up mid. Top for vVv Gaming is pushing by itself. Both teams sitting up here. Silsol still farming. He's like, team fight, I'm going to make use of my time. I'm going to constantly farm. I mean, that's his whole thing, is just constantly getting experience level. And they're going to pick up Skarner, but Skarner's going to back off. Pirate's going to initiate, popping Assault. Now, everybody's out of this now. I think if they suck into this and follow this up, it's a mistake. UpTown Girl's going to realize they're going to back out right away. Very smart play by UpTown Girl. Silsol's going back to top to farm. And this is, at this point, it's advantage vVv Gaming. They have 3 players mid. Shaco's going bottom now to farm. And they have the entire other team mid. So they might give up turret. This is a possibility. Morgana's putting down her pool, so she's going to stop that creep push, which is really all she has to do to keep this turret safe. And they're going to push the rest of the lanes, except for Silsol's going to come back down. They did see him. They do have this ward right here, so they do know he is there. They are pinging it right now, so they know he is there. Shaco, meanwhile, pushing this turret really, really hard. Skarner Twisted Fate moving down that way, but Shaco has so many good jukes that it's really a lost cause if you try to push that, and the turret was already so low, and so Shaco's going to back out here. Now they're getting turrets and gold that way. So pretty deep, though. Might get stunned. Gets the slow on them. They're not going to commit. They're not going to fall for that trap. Very good dance game coming right here. Good poke, actually, onto Twisted Fate. Twisted Fate's super low now. He might have to back at this point. And it looks like he is. Him and Pirate are going to back. And they've decided that now it's time for Dragon. And that, that's what they were buying time for. They said, hey, Dragon's going to be up soon. Let's play with middle. Maybe we get middle. Let's push bottom. They're all mid. And, great play by vVv Gaming. Just buying time. And now they're going to pick up that Dragon. That Dragon's a huge advantage. You see right now that they got out of that standard laning game where they were even. And now they've pushed it up into the game where they've picked up a few kills. And now, checking for that Graves. Graves dodges. They get him into Morgana's ult. Morgana's ult's going to pop, but it's not going to be enough to kill him. Tick, tick, tick. Not enough. You need an exhaust or something else onto him to pick him up. But as you can see, They got out of that standard game where they were even, and they moved into a game where they can take advantage of their slight lead, and then pushed around positionally till they could get the dragon, which will give them a higher gold lead. And they were able to pick up a turret in the process. So good job of vVv Gaming. Pressing their small advantage they have right now. Not too out of hand at this point. Shaco coming back in with the slow. Pirate's going to eat and walk away from this. Be like, no, sorry. I'm safe. I'm fine. Scurvy, best passive. Not really. So now vVv Gaming, you go back and buy. And there's the Soraka with the Oracle. And so now the counter warring is going to start. When Twisted Fate uses his ult to try to track them is going to be very important. They're going to have to use that in very big conjunction. Silsoul's going to move in here and be like, I am top. I got 5 levels on you. What's up? Pirate's going to come in here. And now Silsoul's going to back out and be like, okay, it's cool. You guys have red. That's cool. I don't think that's the place to blue pill, but he's very safe. Silsoul's not going to do anything to him. Little funny troll chicken dance right there. Meanwhile, Graves is pushing bottom all by himself. And, this is good misdirection. A lot of people sucked up into there. And we have a ward here, and we're going to have a jack-in-the-box here. Sorry, excuse me. True Graves is on the other team. Last few games, vVv Games, been playing Graves. That's why I was confused. And so now Shaco's going to back out. But the rest of the team is collapsing in. Sona taking so much damage. She pops her ult, but it's not going to do her any good here. Or is it? She's going to be able to get out. Graves popping his main ult and no one else to follow up Corki. Corki going in there, getting picked up. Very ill-advised. Huge heal on Morgana. Morgana sucks him all in the brush. That is a very big mistake. Entering the brush while they had no vision on her. She's going to come up, pop the ult. Graves is going to go down. Now Silsoul is hot on the trail of the rest of the team. Flash away. Gets picked up by the Shiv. Long-range Shiv after the flash. Oh, that Shackle just barely short of Captain America. And he is going to barely escape out of that. Twisted Fate barely alive, too. So it looked like a really good 5v4 right there. It turned out really bad because they sucked right in here into the Morgana. Get it all. And you know what? I think if we'll have to check here. Yes, see, if you see, they had this ward here, so they thought they'd have vision, but you actually, this very edge right here did not have vision, so they could not see Morgana there, and that's what ended up putting them in a lot of trouble. So great play by vVv Gaming, able to suck them in there and take advantage of that kill. Now we're starting to almost enter the 7k range. We're about 6k advantage for vVv Gaming. When you hit the 7k range is when the items start to really show in team fights. So we will see from there. Typically what happens is people get their attack items, and once you have a 7k advantage, you start to have one team have the defensive items as well. And once that happens, you can really see a tankiness difference in the teams and a lot more sustainability. Or just pure output damage. So it'll be interesting to see what happens going forward. UpTown Girl still very much in this game. They can layer their ults and enter a team fight very well and just dodge that Morgana. That Morgana ult, they have a really good shot at this. They do have a lot of CC. And if they want to do a strategy is that Skarner, instead of just trying to kill someone to get a kill, he can literally just take someone like Tryndamere, sustain DPS just out of the fight for the moment, which is a very strong strategy as well. Another pro elite move, actually, now that I think about it, would be if you could get through Morgana's black shield and actually grab Morgana and run her away as her ult's up. That would be pretty awesome, actually. Silsoul, meanwhile, just throwing down his crits, spinning out, very, very smart play. Poking into this jungle constantly. Soraka sees that ward, not killing it though for some reason. Corki now, this is their standard strat to let their AD push bottom. Good forward ward by Shaco. Now Ozadin gonna go back here and get that ward. And so what's happened here now is vVv Gaming's gone to a split push strategy. They're going to split push their lanes. Silsoul's strong enough. They're going to have to bring up more than one person to try to stop him. Their AD carry is going to safely get as much as he can. If he sees the rest of the team pull up here, he's going to hard press bottom if he can. If the lane gets pushed up like this and he sees no one, he's just going to back off, farm as much as he can. And they're just going to take advantage of all this lane here. And Silsoul putting tons of damage onto to Gangplank. And just he doesn't care. He has lots of heal, lots of crit. And he can actually take a 1v2, and this is the advantage of now you have more people going up. So if vVv Game wants to press the bottom turret, press the middle turret, they can. And they really can't do much to dislodge Silsoul right now. He's already hit level 16. He's 2 levels above the top solo and 6 levels above their jungle Skarner. 3 levels above their mid. I mean, he's going to be really hard to deal with, and that's his normal MO. Barely misses that shackle again. Sona doing a good job bringing up a counter ward. But really, I mean, vVv Game is just going to press the advantage of the fact that they have high mobility character that's super tanky, that has high DPS like Silsoul. They can push a lane by himself or push around a jungle by himself, escape through the jungle. They can't really run him down, much like the old Singes. And then they're just going to grab buffs like this, like, oh, you can't grab Dragon because we're running around constantly pressing you. We own your jungle. And we're going to use our oracles and our wards to spot you out and shift to you. Although Silsoul's going to face plant this, take a lot of CC, and he didn't pop his ult too early, going to run away, but he's not going to be able to escape this. Tons of burst damage, but now all those ults are down if they wanted to start a fight now, and if UpTown Girl thinks they have the advantage, it is to the contrary, because if the ults land correctly for vVv Gaming, they're going to be a world of hurt. So unfortunately, face planted 5 people, which does not work. That is not the typical strategy. UpTown Girl staying in this. Still holding on, still playing around with that 7k gold lead of vVv Gaming's. And the main story is Graves. Graves, 181 CS. He's going to have to really keep up that farm and stay in this game, stay relevant for their team to output enough damage in these sustained fights. Because vVv Gaming already has 3 people at over 200 CS, which is very, very strong at this point in the game. And the other thing, too, is like Sona really has to stay alive. She has to keep that Oracle because they need to battle over these wards. They need to constantly keep vVv Gaming constantly placing wards and rewarding, keep them moving around as much as they're making them move around. Because you can't just let one team just take advantage of it. And Sona, if she loses that Oracle, it's going to be really hard since they are behind to keep buying them in team fights because she is so squishy. I mean, usually you'd want it on your tankier heroes like a Gangplank or something like that. But, I mean, the natural instinct is to put him on your support character. But Soraka is a more tanky support. She has a lot more heals on top of herself, so she can defend herself really well. Now, see, that's an example. I mean, if I can point out a weakness of Silsoul, maybe it's that he pops his escape mechanisms way too early, and sometimes in team fights, which gets him caught, and sometimes in the jungle, which gets him caught. And he's back to here, going to start this fight. Big shackle on Skarner. Skarner's going to get blown up right away, except for he just barely escapes and then dies after that flash, and Silsoul was in there. He's getting in there, pops his ult, has tons of defense, and look how squishy Sona is. Almost dies alone to the pool, gets shivved, goes down. Twisted Fate barely escaping, getting a little bit of that banana hit. And the rest of the team is going to scatter now. Silsoul running out, but like I was saying earlier, one of the weaknesses I've noticed with Silsoul is, let's say he jumped over this because that's just his normal strategy. If you were smart and waited here, they have no wards here. I mean, he would have ran into another team, had no escape ability. This would ate him alive again. Instead, they're going to switch over and they're going to go straight for Baron. And, this is a smart plan. Everybody had to go back. They still have people down. People just rezzing right now. 3 seconds on Sona. Sona lost that Oracle, so they're not going to have that now. And they're easily able to tear down this Baron. And there's an advantage. And now we're almost nearing a 10k advantage. vVv Gaming waiting for their moment, and there it was right there. I think UpTown Girl probably had this vision in their mind. They thought, hey, it's a flashback to before where we killed Silsoul in the jungle, and maybe we're going to do that again. And instead, they got kind of baited in. Skarner took way too much damage early. If I was Skarner, I actually would have grabbed Tryndamere probably right there then, knowing that I was probably going to go down and try to drag. Although Tryndamere chased after him anyway, so probably not the best idea, but I mean, really, it's just like you should have just sacrificed Skarner. Everybody should have backed out immediately. But instead, I think they probably thought that kill was there, and then got caught and punished for it. And now there's no oracles on Team UpTown Girl, so they're basically going to have to give up ward control at this point because Soraka still has her oracle, And now they have a Baron buff, and so now it's going to become very dangerous for them to venture out anywhere into their jungle. Even out here is pretty dangerous, to be honest. And we might see a split push from vVv Gaming. Shaco with a Guardian Angel. And here comes Silsol. Going to push this top lane. I imagine probably have Silsol push top lane solo, drag up their team, and they're just going to push another lane really, really hard. And it looks like that's what they're combining for right now. Ward going down. They're going to scout this out, kill it. I mean, they might even do a cut-in strategy, which is what's happening right now. They've warded them out of here. Now it's Silsol versus Pirate top by themselves. They're not going to be able to stop that, and then they can move up into this area. They have to go the long way around to try to defend this turret. And, yeah, that's what's going to happen here. Cut-in right there. Cut-in strategy. And they've now blocked out the other team. Now they're going to go in, but this turret's going to go down, so they're not going to have this turret. Silsol's going to turn around on them, has the black shield, just moves straight in onto Skarner. Skarner taking huge damage. Meanwhile, Shaco is pushing a turret. Good split strategy. Graves trying to defend this, but he's not going to be able to do it, especially with a Baron, but Shaco with a Guardian Angel, not going to be able to kill it. And, you know, all that damage and that stun, I mean, it's going on to Tryndamere, but he doesn't really care. Great shackle by Double Diamond onto Graves, picking up even after that dash. Great job. And now vVv Gaming is going to press home their advantage. They should be able to push down middle. There should be no way they should be able to be stopped. Sona's ult's down. Skarner might move and might grab someone, but it's not going to do any good. And Twisted Fate just doesn't have enough damage output. And they're definitely going to get at least one inhib. Just using that shackle again. I think they're just going to move up to this next turret. Got Graves is still down for 20 seconds. Huge pickup by Double Diamond. Great shackle right there. And now we're going to see another inhib go down, or they might decide to fight this. Some ults are down, so we might see a backup, and this might be a bait in. And there's Morgana's ult. A little bit too early by Double Diamond, but it is still going to pick up Skarner, and they will just be able to come. Great shackle again. Corki coming up to capitalize. vVv Gaming going to take a second inhib, and this is probably actually going to be games. Look at all that damage onto Graves. Already below half health. Just gets a few hits from a giant sword and some follow-up shivs and whatnot, and he is already so low. They might just push the Nexus turrets. Looks like we're going to see some Nexus turrets. Pirate's going to go down, and this game is pretty much over. vVv Gaming taking this one. Silsol taking fountain damage. Not that the best strategy, but at this point it doesn't really matter. vVv Gaming moving on to the semifinals of Go4LoL number 53. Or 45, sorry. I don't know what 53. I'm from the future. Graves trying to run away, waste times. But yeah, Go4LoL number 45. Congratulations to vVv Gaming. UpTown Girl playing a pretty solid game. But in the end, vVv Gaming just showing that awesome play. RC Craft again with the Shaco, just pressing that advantage. And congratulations to vVv Gaming. They will be moving on. We will see who their next opponent is.